For each of us, Christmas is personal. We each experience Christmas differently, and like our relationship with God, our experiences affect our understanding of Christmas, and yes, our understanding of Christ, sent from God to us that very first Christmas. We, the members of your Presbytery staff, would like to share some of our favorite memories of the Christmas season. We hope you will enjoy our holiday memories as you think of your own, remembering that God so loved the world that He gave it His only begotten Son. Have a very Merry Christmas and blessings to you all throughout the coming year.
Our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay.
When my husband Todd and I became parents, we talked about ways to help our daughter prepare for Christmas with a focus on the birth of Jesus. Emily, who was joined nearly 3 years later by her brother Nate, always enjoyed baking baby Jesus birthday cake. The cake was always the same, a simple one-bowl chocolate cake with mint buttercream frosting and chocolate garnish. There is no way to mess up this cake, so it was perfect to be made with children. We would bake this every Christmas Eve day and serve it as dessert on Christmas Eve, including singing to baby Jesus. Even though Emily and Nate are nearly grown, we still bake the cake to celebrate Jesus' birth.
Through the years, we all will be together.
It begins to feel Christmassy as soon as Thanksgiving is past. We would celebrate the whole month of December with the many Christmas decorations we put up and the dinners with family and friends, all the way through the midnight Christmas Eve service and family time all day Christmas Day. It really feels like Christmas when the family piles into the car and drives to Ashland to have dinner at Mr. Gaddy's and walk through the park to see all of the Christmas lights.
The best Christmas memory I have is in 1987. My mother had the idea for us all to take a trip together for Christmas, and we settled on historic Williamsburg. It was mine and Medina's first Christmas. Both my sisters and their families came in, and Mom and Dad, and we all met in Williamsburg. I didn't have kids yet, but it was at that point a family get together, and we did the usual touristy things at Williamsburg. But we were visiting the historic Williamsburg area on Christmas Eve, and just as they were closing down the site, we went to the Raleigh Tavern, and they were giving away freshly made molasses cookies and warm apple cider. We all got a cookie and a cup of cider and sat outside the Raleigh Tavern, and as we were out there, gentle snow started falling, and it was just almost idyllic in the setting and the gathering. And I always think of the cliche of, it's not what's under the tree, but who's around the tree.
Growing up, our family custom was to eat Christmas Eve dinner at my grandparents', open presents there, and then, at least until we were older, take a nap until it was time for the 11 o'clock Christmas Eve candlelight worship service. That was the high point for me. Today, it wouldn't really be Christmas without the familiar carols and the flicker of candles on the faces of the faith community.
Silent night, holy night.
One of my favorite Christmas memories is unpacking our manger scene. At some point, my mother let me have the responsibility and joy of setting up the scene. I always did it on the back of our piano. The donkey had one spot where it had to be located. She had only 3 legs and needed to be propped against the floor platform. The cow had to be inside because, really, why would the cow be outside alone? Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus were easy. Then there was a shepherd who carried a lamb on his shoulders. When the lamb's head broke, I was careful to put it at the shepherd's feet. There was another lamb lying beside the manger. The 3 exotic-looking wise men had to be clear at the other end of the piano since they didn't arrive until later. I now have that nativity set at my own house where each year is set out, the donkey propped up, and everyone else where they belong. Through the years, I've added some animals. An Eskimo mushes toward the Holy Family. There are also giraffes, a water buffalo, and plenty of other animals and small people included. I figure we're all wanting to get closer to Jesus.
In heavenly peace.
Growing up, I remember mostly everything revolving around church. 2 services on Christmas Eve. One was geared more towards the kids, but it was really very high church at 11 o'clock. It took us on into midnight. Lots of candles, lots of lights, lots of incense, all kinds of stuff. And I wasn't Catholic. We did this in the Lutheran church, but it was very memorable. My dad was choir director, and I sang in a choir. As far as, Christmas itself goes, we got home, we went to bed, we woke up early the next morning and opened a few presents and hit the road for Fort Wayne, Indiana to be with the rest of the family. So it wasn't like a day of rest until probably mid-afternoon. Good memories, solid memories from those days. Anymore as an adult, I'd say that I appreciate the journey through Advent much more than I do Christmas Day itself. And, it's almost anticlimactic for me, but the journey of Advent is one that I really appreciate, and I appreciate the study that goes along with it and the time of reflection and contemplation that we do this time of year.
Yon virgin mother, child.
One very meaningful part of our Christmas experience for Barbara and myself is the Christmas Eve candlelight service. In that service, we are reminded of the light of the world coming to us as an expression of God's love for us. And as we sing Silent Night, the world transforms to the experience of the holy in our lives.